them? No, and that's, there isn't a whole lot. And there's going to need to be more in investment, obviously, in the process. I just have a couple of things to say. Please chime in, rest of the faculty. I think the fall term is really when you need to do the bulk of your work on your pluck, because once intensive arts rolls around, then your emerging piece really takes over. So if you can get it done, before intensive arts, I think you'll be really, that will behoove you. And then you can polish it and work on it and polish it in the winter term when you'll be so busy dancing and choreographing on your group. You're not going to want to start from scratch then. So I would say make hay while the sun shines. You know, work on it now. Really dig in. I think there's your opportunity really to find out what's unique about you as a dancer, and to move in the opposite direction than generic movement or generic piece of music. To move in that opposite direction. So you just pull all that study that you've done on yourself and all those years of comp.
You really should just approach this with gangbusters and real, like a frivolous sense of play. And that takes a lot of courage to show what you just showed, in this showing situation where like you're just starting out, and you're trying to show some work, and there's that fear. I'm sure you might have felt it just now of like, people are going to identify this with my project, and maybe my project won't have anything to do with this, and you should have that space. I hope you give yourselves that space to get in the studios and really work hard, and maybe after 3 or 4 hours of working, you'll come with a tiny little chunk of movement that might turn out to be like what everything else ends up being about, and everything else gets discarded. And you need to leave yourselves that room to find that unique thing that Trish is talking about. I like that term, ruthless, to really approach your search ruthlessly. These are solos, man, so people expect them to have a real strong sense of identity.
Well, it's really great to watch. Because one realizes in the audience that, well, I don't think anybody else would have come up with that. That seems to be very much from that person. So, like Brenda said, go into that quirkiness, and that's okay. Because that's what makes it original.
I think it's always so funny when we come together the first time. And this is the first time we really sat with you this year, the seniors for this year. And I can just appreciate there's like this awkwardness to it. And everybody once again stands up by themselves in this big empty room with these teacher people staring at you, and just all the expectation and the fact that we don't talk, we move, and here you're going to come in with this beginning of something, and who knows which way it's going to go, and the things that aren't spoken, everything you've ever experienced in your life, what happened to you this summer, things that we don't know and don't need to know, that are yours to only know. Like all of that richness, it is there for resource. And so it's kind of like your pep rally, your pep talk, and to know that we believe in you, that it will mean enough to you that you will pour yourself into this, and that we expect you to do the work to make that happen, and work is the only way that it will happen.